Hey guys, what's going on? Carter here. Got a new folder in the mail today. A little different than what I usually get. This is a kind of a mid-range production knife. As you can see, it's a CRKT. This is the Ikoma Sampa. Features the IKBS bearing system in it. As you can see with the little logo right there. IKBS stands for Ikoma Korth bearing system. So Ikoma, who's the designer of this knife, is also the co-founder of IKBS. It's a little 3-inch, just over 3-inch blade. One of the reasons that I really wanted to pick this up and what kind of drew me to it is that it's very similar to Ikoma's actual custom knives. Design-wise, everything. It looks a lot like it. Of course, his flippers feature IKBS. Main difference, other than a few fit and finish things and a few extra features, the main difference is materials. This is aluminum scales. His would feature titanium, and of course the blade steel. I think this is, I don't want to misspeak, but I think it's AUS-8 on this. It's a Taiwanese made knife. This is kind of just a little first impressions of this blade. First off, I actually really dig the size. It feels really good in my hand when I pick this up. It feels great, actually. Nice hollow ground blade. You can tell that this is going to be just an excellent slicer. The bearing system feels pretty good. You know, I don't know if it's quite executed all that great to warrant having it. You know, I think that this level of smoothness could have been achieved with just washers. But we'll see as I use it more. We'll see if it kind of becomes more apparent using the IKBS system there. As you can see, it's centered. I'll talk about that here in a second. There's quite a disappointment with this knife I can tell you about. It's like a plastic backspacer, very lightweight. This aluminum, obviously aluminum's really lightweight, even more so than titanium. And it has a bunch of milling done on it. It says that it's anodized, so I'll have to just go off of that. It looks more like paint to me, but in fact, yeah, it's paint. It's got to be paint. It's kind of got a semi-gloss look to it, so it's not anodized. But so it's painted to look like his custom anodized titanium would. Flipper works awesome. They did the detent nice and strong. Flips open. Really nice. Of course, the flipper also acts as kind of a safety mechanism in case it were to close on you. This is a liner lock construction. As you can see, it's kind of a nested, I mean, obviously, being that it's solid aluminum scales there, the liners actually only go down to about here inside, so it's kind of nested inside there. Nice early lockup, rock solid, up and down, like perfect, beautifully executed. The only issue I have with this is side to side. Has a lot of side to side play. I mean, as you can see, it just, and it feels, I don't know, it's got to be due to the bearing system. I'm sure I'll take this apart. I'm curious to see how they did that bearing system. But yeah, I mean, you can see how much the blade just wiggles around. And I try to tighten it. If you tighten it, it pushes the blade all the way over to push the liner. If you loosen it too much, it goes this way. If you tighten it too much, it goes too far this way. So in order to have that centered, this is as loose as it needs to be. And it's got a lot of blade play. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about picking this up. It's definitely, and you know, blade play side to side doesn't affect its cutting ability. In fact, really, as far as safety goes, I would rather have side to side than up and down, but just one of those things, you know, generally speaking, higher quality knives, they get that figured out and stuff. I'm almost wondering, yeah, I'm just really curious how they did the IKBS on here. I've always wondered that, if it's the same as customs, because I have a custom knife that has IKBS. And I've taken it apart, and I'm wondering if there's any difference between the two. And I'm also kind of wondering if I could put washers in instead, and that might fix the centering thing. You know me, I like to tinker. But other than that, this is a really impressive blade. It looks really cool. it's a really sweet size. You know, I always shy away from these small knives, and I shouldn't, because I like them. For some reason I get stuck in that bigger is better mentality, and for the longest time I would not buy anything under 3.75 inches. And now I'm really starting to enjoy kind of smaller 3-inch blades and things like that. So I may or may not do like a full-on review on this. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's a cool little knife. Price on this is about 60 bucks. You know, once again, I think this could have worked just as well without IKBS, and the price point maybe could have been lower. In fact, I'm sure it would be. It'd probably be about a $40 knife without the IKBS. But it does flip very, very nicely. Love that blade shape. What a useful blade shape that is. Very cool. I also like Ikoma's signature kind of, can't really use that to open it. Can't get in there good enough, but he's got the cool looking oblong thumb opening. Pretty cool. Alright guys, take it easy.